Hi, welcome to my channel. We are going to solve Cambridge IGCSE Mathematics Paper 4 Extended, Variant 4 October-November 2017, question number 7 onwards. The first question is a probability question. We have been given two fair dice, A and B. The numbers on dice A are given and the numbers on dice B are given. When a dice is rolled, the score is the number on the top face. Dice A is rolled once. Find the probability that the score is not 3. So these are the scores 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 3. We are looking at not 3. So it could be 0, 0, 1, 1 or 1. 5 over the total scores, 6. How 6? Because if you count all the scores including the 3, the total is 6. Part B, dice A is rolled twice. Find the probability that the score is 0 both times. The probability that the score is 0 is, how many zeros are there? 2 over the total. So 2 over 6 is the probability of the first time you roll the dice, the score is 0. And the second time, it's still going to be the same. So we multiply. And this will give us 1 over 9. Part C, dice A is rolled 60 times. Calculate an estimate of the number of times the score is 0. The probability of scoring a 0 is 2 over 6 times 60 because we are rolling the dice 60 times. This will give us 20. So that's the answer. Part D. Dice A and dice B are each rolled once. The product of the scores is recorded. Product means you multiply and we have to complete the possibility diagram. So 1 multiplied by 0, 0. 0 multiplied by 1, 0. That's how you write the answers. Now 1 multiplied by 1 is going to give us 1. 2 multiplied by 1 will give us 2. I will multiply all the numbers and write the answers now. So this is the complete table. 3 multiplied by 3, 9. That's how we multiplied everything. Find the probability that the product of the scores is 2. How many 2's do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 over the total probability. The total probability, we multiply the numbers here. How many numbers we have? 6. And the numbers here, 6, 36. Or you can count each square and you will still get 36. You can simplify it or leave it like that. Part B, greater than 3. Greater than 3 are only 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers. And the total is going to be 36. Part E. Eva keeps rolling dice B until 1 is scored. Find the probability that this happens on the 5th roll. Dice B has the scores 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, and 3. So if you can write the probability of 1 is 2 over 6, the probability of it not being 1 or 1 complement is 4 over 6. Eva gets on the 5th roll 1. So it will be 4 over 6 times 4 over 6 times 4 over 6. 4 times it will not be 1, but in the 5th one, she will get a 1. So this will give us the probability. 16 over 243. We could have written this also as 4 over 6 to the power of 4 because we are multiplying the same number 4 times. Multiply by 2 over 6. Easier to put in the calculator. Question number 8. The cost of one apple is 8 cents and the cost of one pear is p cents. The total cost of 7 apples and 9 pears is 354 cents. Write down an equation in terms of A and P. 1 apple is A cents, so 7 apple will be 7 times A, 7A, and 9 pears will be 9P, and the total cost will equal to 354 cents. So we formed our first equation. Second, the cost of one pear is 2 cents more than the cost of one apple. Find the value of A and the value of P. So the cost of one pear, we were told in the previous question, is P. And the cost of one apple is A. In the second part of the question, we are said that one pear is 2 cents more than the cost of one apple. If we want to make the cost of the pear equal to the cost of the apple, we will add 2 to the cost of the apple because the pear is 2 cents more. So we added 2 to the apple cost to make them equal. Now we can solve this simultaneously by substituting or elimination, whichever way you find easy. In this case, I'm using substitution. So P is equal to A plus 2 in our equation 1, which is 7A plus 9P. In place of P, I will write A plus 2 is equal to 354. Expand the bracket. 9 multiplied by A, 9A. 9 multiplied by 2 is 18. 7A plus 9A will give us 16A is equal to 354. The 18, when we move to the other side, will be negative 18. That is 336. This is a multiply. 16 multiplied by A. When I move it to the other side, it's going to be a divide. So 336 divided by 16 is 21. A is 21. Now to find P, we have the equation A plus 2. So what is A? 21. We'll substitute the A with 21 plus 2. That will give us 23. So P is 23. B. Rowena walks 2 km at an average speed of x km per hour. Write down an expression in terms of x for the time taken. To find time, we divide distance by speed. Our distance is 2 and the speed is x. So 2 over x is the time taken in hours. In B, Rowena then walks 3 km at an average speed of x minus 1 km per hour. The total time taken to walk the 5 kilometers is 2 hours. Show that 2x squared minus 7x plus 2 is equal to 0. So this information we have to use to form this equation. First, the time taken is 2 over x. Then distance is 3 km and the speed is x minus 1. So 3 over x minus 1 is the time taken for the second part of the journey. And the total time is 2 hours. If you look at the equation that we have to form, there's nothing in the denominator. So first thing we will do is have a common fraction. I'll multiply by x minus 1 in the denominator and the numerator. And I'll multiply by x here and x in the numerator. Now I can write it as a single fraction. So I can write it as x minus 1 is equal to 2. Let's expand the bracket here. 2 multiplied by x, 2x. 2 multiplied by negative 1 is negative 2 plus 3x. We don't want anything in the denominator. This will move to the other side. And let's simplify the numerator. 2x plus 3x will be 5x minus 2 is equal to 2 times x minus 1. 2x multiplied by x will give us 2x square, and 2x multiplied by negative 1 will give us negative 2x. When we look at our equation, our x square is positive, so we will leave the 2x square here, and these terms will move to the other side. Remember, when you move to the other side, the signs will change. The positive 5x is going to be written as negative 5x, and the negative 2 as positive 2. And this whole equation is equal to 0. Add the like terms together. You will get negative 7x plus 2 is equal to 0. This is the same as what we were supposed to form the equation. Part B, find the value of x. Show all your working and give your answer correct to 2 decimal places. So this is our equation. As you can see, it's a quadratic equation. When you have a quadratic equation and they ask you to write your answer correct to 2 decimal places or 3 decimal places, you can use the quadratic formula or completing the square. I'm going to use the quadratic formula, which is x is equal to negative b plus and minus square root b square minus 4ac 2a. So what is our a, b, and c? Let's write them down. A is the number before x square, which is 2. B is the coefficient of x, which is negative 7. And c is the constant. Now that we have the numbers, we just have to replace it in this formula. So we will write x is equal to, remember that there is a negative here and your b also has a negative. Put it in a bracket and write divided by 2a. So 2 times 2. Now when you're putting in the calculator, put this separately. You will get 7. And what is inside the bracket, put that in the calculator and write. You can get the whole answer in one go, but just so that we show more steps, it's a very easy 4-mark question. You just need to know the rule. And then in the denominator, 2 multiplied by 2 is 4. So now that we have it, we got 2 values of x. 7 plus square root 33 over 4, and the other is x is equal to 7 minus square root 33 over 4. We will just write it in a decimal form. 2 decimal place, so this will give us 3.186. Because this number is more than 5, I have to add 1 to the previous number. So one value of x is 3.19 and the other value is 0.313, which will be 0.31. We are asked to find only one value of x. So which is the right value, 3.19 or 0.31? Let's just remember what our equations were. We had 2 over x, the time, and the other equation for time was 3 over x minus 1. If you replace in place of x 0.31, you are going to get a negative answer. Speed cannot be negative. That's the reason we are not going to use this answer, and the answer is going to be 3.19. I hope you understood the reason for choosing this answer. Question number 9 is a function question. 3 functions have been given to us. And part A, we have to find f of negative 1. So in place of x in f of x, we are going to substitute negative 1. and we will get the answer 3. Next, we have solved the equation 2f of x is equal to g of x. So what is our f of x? 1 minus 2x. And we are going to multiply it by 2. And g of x is x plus 4. Let's open this bracket up. 2 multiplied by 1, 2. 2 multiplied by negative 2x will give us negative 4x. We bring the like terms together. I'll bring the 4 here because it's negative. I want to make it positive. And this 4 I will bring here. It will become negative. 2 minus 4 is negative 2. If there is no number, it means there's a 1. So 1 plus 4 will give us 5x. And this is a multiply. When I move to the other side, it will be a divide. So my x is equal to negative 2 over 5. C. Find f of gx. Give your answer in its simplest form. We work from the inside out. So g of x is x plus 4. In place of x in f, we are going to substitute. Now, just a second. F of g of x. So what is the f of x? 1 minus 2x, correct? In place of x, we write the g, which is x plus 4. And then we expand the bracket. 2 multiplied by x, negative 2 multiplied by x, negative 2x. Negative 2 multiplied by 4 will give us negative 8. This, add the like terms together. 1 minus 8 will give us minus 7. So that's our answer, negative 2x minus 7. Part D, find h of 2. So there are two ways to solve this. One way is like the previous one. In h, like it was solving for x, in place of x, we substitute x plus 1, x square plus 1, and then we square it. So we substituted the function h in place of x, and the 2 which was out remained out. And then if you are looking for h of 2, in place of x, now we substitute 2. And we'll get the answer 26. This is one way of solving. The other way is first find h of 2. So 2 square plus 1 is 5. And then substitute in the equation that we have. 5 square plus 1. This will also give you 26. You need to know both the ways. This is just a simpler way, but many times you don't have a number, you only have x. Then you cannot use this method. You will have to use this method. So understand both the methods. E, find f inverse x. So f of x is 1 minus 2x. So we can write in place of f of x, y is equal to 1 minus 2x. And you have to make x the subject. The first thing you need to remember is your subject, what you want to make, cannot be negative. So it's negative, that's why I'll bring it to this side. It will be positive. Then I'll move the y to the other side, it will be negative. This is a multiply. When I move it to the other side, it will be divide. After this point, in place of x, we are going to write f inverse x. In place of y, we'll write x, and the 2 will remain the same. So f inverse x is equal to 1 minus x over 2. So for f, we have h of g of f of x is equal to 4x squared plus px plus q. First, we will find g of f of x. So in g, this is our g, we are going to substitute in place of x, f. What is f? 1 minus 2x. And now we are going to open the bracket up. 1 minus 2x plus 4, this will give us 1 plus 4 is 5. 5 minus 2x. Now this we are going to substitute in h. What is h? X square plus 1. So we remove the x and we will write 5 minus 2x. And now we have to expand the bracket. How do we expand the bracket? If you have a minus b square, the identity is a square minus 2ab plus b square. So we have 5 minus 2x square. So our a is 5 and b is 2x. We don't put the negative we have already written. And then 2x square. This will give us 25 minus 2 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 2 is 20x, and the power of 2 is for 2 and x. So 2 to the power of 2 is 4x square. Rewrite it in first the x square, then the x, and then the number. So what is our p? The number before x, that is negative 20. And what is the q? The number without x, 25. If you don't know how to use the identity, then we can expand it. 1 minute. 5 minus 2x times 5 minus 2x. So the first thing is we'll multiply 5 with 5. That will give us 25. Then 5 with negative 2x. That will give us negative 10x. And then negative 2x multiplied by 5 is going to be negative 10x. And negative 2x multiplied by negative 2x will give us 4x square. Add the like terms together and you will get the same answer. So we found our P and our Q. Question number 10. The diagram shows a sector of a circle. So this is the sector of the circle, a triangle and a rectangle. The sector has center O, radius x centimeter and angle 270 degrees. The rectangle has length 2x centimeter. The total area of the shape is kx square centimeter. Find the value of k. So we can divide this into three parts. The first part is the sector. To find the area of the sector, we use the formula theta over 360 multiplied by pi r squared. Theta is your angle. So let's find that first. Area of sector is equal to 270 over 360 multiplied by pi multiplied by r square. What is our radius? X. So it is x square. 270 over 360, when you put in the calculator and simplify, you will get 3 over 4 pi x square. Then the second area we will find is of the triangle. If it's a right angle triangle, or if you have a height, we use the formula half times base times height, but not for this triangle. First, we will find what is this angle here. You know, angle at a point is equal to 360. So 270 has been given to you. So 360 minus 270 is 90. Okay, so this is 90. And this is x, because it's the radius is going to be same. We are going to use half AB sine C. If two sides and an included angle has been given. The height has not been given to us. So this is what we are going to use. half times x times sine 90. This will give us x square over 2. Sine 90, when you put in the calculator, you will get 1. So the second area is x square over 2. Now to find the third area. The third area is a rectangle. So to find the area of a rectangle, what formula are we going to use? It's going to be length times width. We have the length, which is 2x, but we don't have the width, so we will have to find this width here. Because this is 90 degrees and we have been given two sides, we can find the opposite side. How can we find the opposite side? By using the Pythagoras theorem. What is the Pythagoras theorem? It is a square plus b square is equal to c square. C square is the side opposite the right angle, or that is our hypotenuse. So we have x square plus x square is equal to c square. So the square can be written as a square root. You will get square root 2 x square is equal to c. Square root 2, and we can write it as square root x square. The x square and the square root gets cancelled. So our side is square root 2x. So this will be, we will write here the length and the width, 2x multiplied by square root 2x. This will give us 2 square root 2x square. Now we have to add all the areas, this area, and this area. I will just erase this part here so we can do that here. We have total area is 3 over 4 pi x square plus half x square plus 2 square root 2x square. As you can see, all the powers of x is square, so they are all like terms. Because they are like terms, you can write in the calculator 3 over 4 pi plus half plus 2 square root 2 and write the x square here. Let's see what we'll get. We will get 5.68, correct to 2 decimal place. So what is the value of k? K is the number before x square, so k is equal to 5.68. Part B. Find the value of x when the total area is 110 square centimeter. So we know from the above part that we have 5.68 x square as the total area. Now the total area is equal to 110. So x square is equal to 110 divided by 5.68. This is a square. To get the answer, we are going to square root the whole thing. And we will get x is equal to 4.4. So I hope you have understood the question. This brings us to the end of this tutorial. I hope you have understood all the concepts clearly. If you need any help with any particular paper, you can mention in the comment section. I'll be glad to help you. Thank you for watching. And yes, please do share the video with your friends and subscribe to the channel.